Hello, I'm Nathan. I'm going to share with you how to use Espresso. So, to start off, what we have here is a couple of ways to navigate through Espresso. We have four cards on the top of the page, like show information, order information, uh, shipping stuff to your, you know, shipping freight to your booth, uploading forms or files that may be needed for graphics or or like grid placements or something like that. So these are the four common things that we've identified that most people come to Espresso for. You can use the search bar as well to look up for items. The more words you put in there, the narrower the filter results will be. But we also have a navigation on the left. So we have a lot of ways to navigate to the same content. It's just different avenues to get there. So you can still get show information. You can still get order information and order details through the navigation on the left as well. We do present on the first page some basic show information, but if you want more detailed information, you can come in here and look at other show information details. So if you've never used Espresso before, go ahead and click Login. If you don't have a username and password, we do have a link at the bottom here saying create a new account. You create a new account, you put in your username, password, confirm your password, email address, and phone number. Now, just keep in mind that the username and email address are tied, and neither of them can be changed after you set up your account. So this username and email address will be used for any orders that you may create on Espresso, regardless of the show. So that way you only need to create it once and you don't have to remember it. Don't have to keep creating new ones every time you do a new show. So username and email are tied together. We could only have one account in our system per email address. So you can't create a second account with a different username with the same email address. Part of the reason is you'll see in a minute. If you forget your username or password, you can say, I forgot my username or password. Then we'll ask for your email address. This is why it's important that we can only store one record in our system for an email address. What happens is we will say, okay, this is the email address. We know this account. We'll send you a unique URL that you can click on. We'll tell you what your username is. You enter your username and you enter a new password. Each time you send a request to reset your password, it will recycle and change the URL. So just keep that in mind, that if you send on multiple requests, only the most recent request will be active. You cannot use the old emails with the old URLs. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to go ahead and log in. Now, once you log in, it's going to want to identify what booth you're in. This is how we save your progress through Espresso. If you don't give us your booth information, you won't be registered for ordering or for filling out online forms. You'll just basically be browsing the show without, it's like, if you just click the X and say, I'm out, I don't want to identify my booth, then you can go ahead and start looking around, get the show information you want, and not order anything. But if you plan on ordering anything, it's best to just go ahead and identify your booth now. Now, you can search by company name or booth number. If I say my booth number is 1111, I do get a result. If I was not specific enough in a company name or a booth number, I would get a list of results to choose from. Now, it is important that you only identify by company name, not so much by booth number. For an example, maybe you are booth 1111, but this is not your company name. Don't click it just because the booth number is right, because now you're associating yourself to an exhibitor with an exhibitor customer number that's in our system that is only for this customer, not your customer number that's in our system. So it's very likely that if you try to continue using this registration that you'll be ordering for another company. And I don't think either of us would want you to do that. So if you are still convinced that you are in booth 1111, but that is not you as a company, you can either wait a day or two. Maybe our systems haven't synced up with the show organizer yet to get the changes. Or you can just go ahead and create a booth. Now, creating a booth means it allows you to just add a booth to the show without a customer number, basically. It leaves the burden on us to identify you where you are in the exhibit to say, yep, that is that person, and that's where the order should go. But it is a better experience for everybody if you can find yourself on the exhibit list and associate yourself to a customer number in our system. So for all intents and purposes, I'm going to say this is not me, but I'm going to say that is my booth. So I'm going to say, my company, and I do have booth 1111. If you don't know what your booth number is, you just click this checkbox and say not sure. Not sure tells us that you're not sure which your booth number is. But I'm going to go ahead and say I'm booth 1111. I'm going to say I'm 10 feet by 15 feet and create the booth. Now, it's asking two questions. If you're the exhibitor and you're ordering for yourself, you just go ahead and click exhibitor billing. The third-party question is basically people that are hired by an exhibitor as an appointed contractor. For those that are not used to ordering or are unsure how to order for a show. Should you decide to hire a outside contractor to help you the ordering process, they will come in here and identify themselves as third party, and that makes to make sure that they get the billing and not you as the exhibitor. So for the majority of the time, 99% of the time, you would say exhibitor billing and go ahead and say finished. So now I have a booth in progress. Anything I do in here, whether it be for ordering or adding items to my cart or filling out a questionnaire, will be saved under this booth. So on the top, we have a booth pill, is what we call it. Right now, I'm ordering for booth 1111. That's 15 by 10. I have nothing in my cart, so I don't have the ability to go to checkout at this point. But anything I add as far as product will go to this booth. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, I'm going to start ordering a chair for this booth. Now, we do have some filtration systems on here that we're still expounding on. We haven't filled in all the details. We just recently released it. But initially, all the seating is a very long list of different types of seats, whether it be stools, chairs, sofas, ottomans, you name it. So we do have a way to filter it out a little bit. Say you only want to look at the 31 ottomans that we have to offer. And we'll just show you the ottomans. If you don't want to look at ottomans anymore, you just click the cancel on it and it'll show all your other chairs now. So I'm going to order the red chair at this point. This one's straightforward. We just tell you what the price is and what the quantity is. So I'm going to go ahead and say I want 2 of these. Any special instructions is just, we have that as a default on all items. Should you have any special instructions about the chairs? So I'm going to add it to booth 1111, which it says right there. I can either continue shopping or view cart. I'm going to say continue shopping at this point. Now let's say, okay, I got a cart started for 1111, but I also want to start my cart for, say, booth 2222, but not yet, but I'm not ready to check out on my 1111 booth. That's fine. Let's just go ahead and create a new booth. I am going to say my company. And I'm assuming that it doesn't exist in the exhibitor list. I didn't even bother looking for it. But typically, we would have both your booths under that list. So you would first search up one and say, yep, that's one of my booths. Then you would add another booth and search up the second one and go, and that is also my booth. So this is booth 2222, 10 by 10, create, exhibitor, finish. So now I'm ordering for booth 2222. I could switch back to 1111 that has a cart total, cart in progress. But this allows you the flexibility to, if you have more than one booth, to be able to have more than one cart in progress and check out the one that you're ready to pay for one at a time, instead of having to order for one booth, check out, and then start a whole new order for a different booth and only have a one single cart at a time. Here we can have multiple carts available at any given moment. Now I'm going to go ahead and order material handling. There's a lot of questions usually around material handling. It seems like most people have a lot of questions about it and what is it. Basically, material handling is moving your product that is shipped to show site from the dock to your booth. So if you are shipping heavy items or using a carrier or something like that, it's going to typically be exhibit material handling. If you are shipping by FedEx or UPS, that's what we call a small package. The only thing about small packages is that collectively, regardless of how many packages you're sending, collectively they cannot add up more than 50 pounds. So you can send 20 boxes, as long as they're under 50 pounds collectively, it'll be fine. We do charge a different rate for the first one, and every additional one is going to be typically 50% off. So here, if you are sending by a small carrier like a FedEx or UPS, it's under 50 pounds, go ahead and use small package. You can choose to send it to, our advanced warehouse or send directly to the exhibit site. The choice is yours. If you, try to enter something over, 60 pounds, obviously it's going to say it has to be 50 or less. Now keep in mind that, these are all estimates, so we know how to treat your product when they arrive, and that we can expect your product either in one location or the other. We will charge for actuals once the material gets there. So, say you said on the small package you're going to ship 25 packages and you only end up sending 20. And, we might ask you, where's the other 5? The carrier only gave us 20. But we'll only charge you for the 20 because that's that was all that was received. So under exhibit material handling, there are a lot of prices here, a lot of different options, but only one is really applicable. Your show happens to be straight time. So the only ones that will ever be charged are these ones on the top. It means the move in and move out is on straight time. Typically, it happens when the move in and move out are on weekdays. If one of them happens, in or out, happens to fall on a weekend, then it would be the straight time overtime. Whether it moved down on overtime or moved out on overtime, but as long as one of them is straight time, that's what these rates mean. If it went from weekend to weekend, like in and out on the weekends, and then it's an overtime, then it would be overtime rates. We only list these rates so should you fall outside our schedule. On that first page, we were saying what time and what days are allowed to be sent. Products are supposed to be sent to advanced or direct. If you fall outside of that time frame, then like for the show, the straight time, then we will charge you accordingly when the material comes in. One of these other rates if you are outside of straight time. So that's all that really is. So the differences between advanced and direct are pretty much on the bottom. The idea is that you have a very large window for shipping materials to the show for advanced, and we'll store your material at no charge up to 30 days. And if anything over 30 days, we're going to charge you a storage fee. So, but it gives you a large window for shipments to arrive for your particular event. Direct means you have like only the move-in days. The carrier has to show up on those days and within a certain time frame to drop off the materials at the dock and then move your materials to your booth. So since we are storing your material for up to 30 days, we do charge an extra $10 per hundredweight. That's what CWT means, per hundredweight, for storing your material for up to 30 days at our warehouse. So it is more cost efficient if you're shipping directly. It's just a smaller window to do so. So I'm going to say I'm going to ship directly to ShowSite. And now I have to say whether I'm going to do special handling crated or uncrated. Basically, this is a crated item right here. It's really contained, it's self-contained, it can be stackable and stuff like that. Uncrated is typically items that are loose, that may be shrink wrapped, but definitely not stackable. The special handling are things that require special equipment to move, whether it be, could be a crane, whether it be a forklift or a power jack or something like that. It also, maybe, yeah, basically larger equipment. So I'm going to say it's crated for all intents and purposes. Now, it's asking for a total weight. I'm going to say my total weight is 355. Now, because the rates are per hundredweight, we can only charge in hundredweights. So even though I put 355, I'm going to be charged for 400 pounds because actually it's down this one right here because I'm doing direct. I'm only going to be charged in 100 pounds. I can't do 1.1 hundredweight, so we round to the nearest 100. So even if I change this to 395, it's still going to be the same cost as the 355. So just keep that in mind when you're shipping things. It's only when it goes over that it's going to charge that next hundredweight. We do offer a discount if you are using GS Logistics. I mean, it pretty much says it right here. You can save on material handling when you use GS Logistics as the carrier to ship your materials to ShowSite or to Advanced Warehouse. But it does have to be a round trip, meaning that we're going to ship it. You're going to use us for shipping to ShowSite and back to your location. And it's not applicable to small packages like FedEx and all that kind of stuff. It's not applicable to local shipments, so you basically have to be coming from out of state from the venue. And the shipments cannot be over 5,000 pounds because now we're getting into some really heavy weights. So I put in 395. Let's say I'm going to use GS Logistics. I'm going to get a 10% discount. That's going to be a savings on me for moving that material over to my booth. Now let's say the pieces is just, we want to know how many pieces we expect to receive at ShowSite. So let's say there's going to be 15 pieces. Any special instructions? Maybe there's something about the product that you're shipping that you want to tell us about. This is where you would put it in. Now I'm just going to head and add this to my booth. Now I can either keep shopping or view cart. I'm going to say keep shopping. So here we have now the option to check out with this booth 2222, or I can switch to booth 1111 and continue with that one. But regardless, I have a running total on both booths now. So whatever your choice is it's up to you. I'm going to go ahead and continue ordering for booth 2222. But I'm going to order some labor and equipment, let's say. Say you had something very heavy shipped to your booth and you need some help to set it up. Then you would use install and dismantle. So this is labor that we need to have pre-order in advance. Again, it's only an estimate, but we need to know how many workers we need to have at ShowSite to help all the people that require this special assistance. You will be charged for actual hours at ShowSite and be invoiced for that. Anything that is different will be the differences will either be charged or discounted. So we do have, different rates for straight time, overtime, and double time, typical labor stuff. We do list out additional information at the bottom, uh, cancellations, 1 hour minimum, half an hour increments after the 1 hour minimum, things like that. We do have a description of what kind of services we provide for the installation and dismantling. We show what the labor hours are for the straight time, overtime, double time. Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30 is straight time. Basically, outside of that time frame for weekdays is overtime. So on and so forth. Now, the service schedule is saying what are the days that are install and what are the days that are dismantle. For installation and dismantling, obviously the show hours don't matter. If you're ordering cleaning labor during the show, then the show hours would matter and not the install and dismantle. So we have installation as the first and second and dismantle on the third. So I could order on the first, second, or third. All these other dates are blanked out because these are only dates available for install and dismantle. If I choose the first or the second, I'm ordering install. If I'm ordering on the third, I'm ordering dismantle. So because I'm on the first, it says exhibitor move in. If I said I'm changing this to the third, it will say exhibitor move out. So if you want help to tear down or dismantle your booth after the show, you have to order this item twice. Meaning you have to come in here for the first time and say the service days on the first or second, add it to your cart, and then come back into this item again and say, I'm now going to order the same product, but for the third, which is now dismantle. So, so you have to order it twice, one for install and one for dismantle. I think that that confuses some people sometimes. And then you can request what service time that we offer, basically on the schedule, 2 to 4:30. Since it's a 1 hour minimum, we don't let you start past 3:30 because it's an hour minimum. The show ends, dismantle ends at 4:30. So we only limit out the window for service time based on the schedule. Now, keep in mind, this is only a request on your behalf of saying, yeah, I would like it to somebody by 3 p.m. Can we get somebody in your booth by 3 p.m.? Not every time. It depends on how many available laborers we have at show site and how many people requested at the 3 p.m. Time frame. We would confirm the time with you at show site. And it may not necessarily be the time that you requested, but at least you're telling us what makes it convenient for you for dismantle or install. What you estimate as the number of hours, obviously, if you order too many hours, it will tell you you're starting at 3, we end at 4:30. Has to be an hour and a half, no more than that. So, okay, I'm going to order an hour and a half, but since now I only have an hour and a half and not 3 hours, maybe I'll need 2 workers to make up for that. So it'll calculate what the rates are. It just so happens that we end dismantling before overtime starts, so we're basically only going to charge you straight time rates for install or dismantle, for that matter. If for whatever reason the dismantle went to say 6:30 and you put in so many hours that it transitioned from straight time to overtime, then we would split the total calculation on the right between the straight time and overtime hours. We'll say we'll charge you this much for straight time and this much for overtime. But this show is really straightforward. You're only going to be charged straight time rates. You choose whether you're going to supervise the booth or have GES supervised install and dismantle. If you're going to hire somebody on our side to do the supervision, it will be an additional fee and it will change the rate. Otherwise, you can say, I'm going to supervise it myself. If you have any questions, any contact information, please provide a name, phone number, email address of the person that should we have any questions about the install, especially if we were going to supervise. We want to be able to reach out to somebody saying, hey, we have this item, where's, what do you want to do with it, type of thing. So the more details that we have in here, the better. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to my booth. This time I'm going to view cart. Now I'm going to view the cart for just 222, and that's it. So it shows that I've ordered my install and dismantle, and it shows that I've ordered my material handling. The chair is in the other booth. So if I wanted to switch, then I would switch the checkout process to the other booth. We do list out, on the side here, what process you are in the checkout. Right now we're in the shopping cart. Next we'll confirm your company information. Next we'll ask about a notice of intent to hire an exhibit appointed contractor. How do you want to pay? Give you a summary of all the options that you did in steps 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you say final, and then we'll send you a confirmation that your order has been submitted, what you have submitted, and that it will be entered into our system shortly thereafter. Then once it's entered in our actual ordering system, we'll send you another confirmation that now the order has been entered into our system. So so you get a confirmation that you've submitted the order, then you get a confirmation that the order has been entered. If I change my mind on something, I can always edit it or remove it. At this point, I can click on continue. I can say, yep, this is my company name, confirm it. This is my shipping address. This is, who should be contacted in the company with any concerns. Who is the show site contact. All these are selections that have been stored with your username login. So as you work with multiple shows, you can store one or more different addresses or contacts as you go through, and we will collect that for every experience that you go through. So maybe on some other shows I had used these accounts. I wanted to test what what it'd be like if I lived in France. So I used a French address. I can store up to multiple entries, so I don't have to re-enter them every single time I go through Espresso Experience. We say, hey, you've used these addresses and these contacts before. It's up to you to choose to use them again, or edit them, or delete them, and you'll never see them again until you enter them again. So I'm going to hit continue. Now, a notice of intent to hire an EAC is a contractor that will provide services at show site that we don't provide. Now, if you say, yes, I'm going to hire somebody, we initially tell you that, we already got information for these other providers on this show, so you don't need to notify us if you're using Audiovisual Group, Source One, or PSAV for audiovisual. You don't need to send us a request or a notice that you're using them. It's only like, say, you're ordering a floral company or a lead retrieve, security company, let's say, a floral company or a security company to be at your booth to provide some service or product. Then we would need to be notified so we can make sure that they're insured enough. Give us their certificate of insurance that they, and that they are allowed on the show floor. At that point, you would enter all the contact information of that contractor. We will send that contractor an email saying, hey, this you as the exhibitor has notified us that you want to do something at show site for this particular show. Can you send us the certificate of insurance and make sure that we're all on the up and up? If you're not using a third party or exhibitor appointed contractor, I should say no, click go to payment. Here's where we would put in the credit card details. We always require a credit card to be on file, even if you do choose to pay by bank wire or check. It's just our standard policy. Should any additional charges come up, we have a card on file should it arise. Now, if you do select bank wire or check, we will not charge the card on file unless it becomes absolutely deemed necessary. So basically, you would put in your credit card details. You can keep your credit card for future orders on Expresso if you want. As long as the card hasn't expired, you'll be able to select it like you did on the companies. Say, no, I want to use this card again. Select what method you want to be charged by, whether it be wire or check or credit card, and click on the order summary. And like I said, once you go to order summary, you can confirm your submission of the order, and it will send you an email. So that's pretty much the entire experience of, from start to finish of what Expresso is and how you can order these certain services. We do make the site available to be mobile responsive. Should you decide to, experience Expresso on a mobile device, we put all the same content. If you want to go that route, say, yep, I want to order from my booth, and yep, I want to order a table. You can go through the whole experience on a tablet or a mobile device. Obviously, a tablet would be a little bit more spacious. It'll give you a lot more options on the screen. But you can order these items on a mobile device. So we are mobile responsive. You can say, yep, I want 5 tables, add to my cart, and just continue to do the whole experience on the move. So outside of that, that's all I got for you. I hope you enjoyed and gleaned something from this video. Should you have any questions, you could always contact me. My email address is npayne@gs.com. All right. Thank you.